This is Steve for Bucks Coins, and today I'm going to do another banknotes video. However, this one is all to do with something that we've all heard of, but thankfully a lot of us have never gone through, and that's hyperinflation. Now, around about 2006 onwards, a country in Africa called Zimbabwe went through hyperinflation, and I've got a series of, I think it's 6 notes that shows you how the hyperinflation went on. This is the first note. It's from the Bank of Zimbabwe, and it's for $500 million. Zimbabwean dollars. This is called a bearer check, and there were 3 main years that this was used, which was 2006, 7 and 8. This was one of the last series of checks, the ones that went out in 2008, and if you have a look, the issue date for this money was the 2nd of May 2008, and the last date before you had to swap it for the next set of bills was the 31st of December 2008. So this note was available to use for just 7 months. This is part of what hyperinflation does. It totally skews everything that you've known before. It was phased out eventually. This note was phased out of usage on the 1st of the 1st 2009. This particular note would have been used by just the normal people of Zimbabwe. How much it would have actually bought them, and what it was, what it was actually worth, I don't really know. It's there aren't any anecdotal stories about these notes to that degree. Like, you had to take apparently in Germany you had to take a wheel cart full of Reichsmarks to buy a loaf. It was one of the stores that used to go around. This next one is just for $100,000 Zimbabwe. It was from the second set of bearer checks, and it started on the 31st of July 2007. Ended on the 31st of July 2007. The issue date was the 1st of August 2006. So already in less than a year you've gone from $100,000 to $500 million. It says an awful lot for the economy and the way it was going wrong at that time. On the back of these notes, which I didn't put out, there is part of the big Zimbabwean dam that they built. The watermark on these notes are the Zimbabwean bird, and with the letters RBZ next to them, and they're normally issued just here underneath the valuation on the top right hand corner. It's the same with this one, but can you imagine it, less than 18 months before, you're using a $100,000 note, you're then having to use a $500 million note, 18 months later. It doesn't bear thinking about, does it? The next one is a $200,000 Zimbabwean dollar note. The issue date was the 1st of July 2007, and you had to use it before the 30th of the 6th 2008. It did lapse in time, and eventually was phased out at the beginning of January 2009. It's a second series check. This one on the back has one of the industrial complexes that these were used for. Used to support the gas, I think it's the gas and coal industry. I didn't tell you about this one on the back of this one. This shows a building that had been dismantled or fallen down in the Zimbabwe countryside. Again, this note would have been used, as the previous two, by people like you and myself, general members of the public. The third one, the fourth note, is again, is it a second series or third series? I think it's second series again. Again, it's a bearer check. The issue date is the 1st of July 07, and the end date is the 30th of June 2008. This was extended until the 31st of the 12th 2008. So it had a 6-month extension period against its initial before date. On the back is a herd of elephants. These ones, again, the Zimbabwe bird is the watermark, and on these ones they do have quite it has a cotton content. It's printed on cotton rather than just paper. It's on pure cotton. The next one, we're going big again. This is a $10 million note. The issue date of this was the 1st of January 2008. It was due to run out on the 30th of June 2008. But again, like the 500,000, this $10 million note was extended to the end of December of 2008. The watermark again is a Zimbabwean bird, and again we have the fish and the hydro dam. This is the last of the notes that I have that were issued to the general public. This is the $50 million note. There were other notes issued, but I don't have copies of them. This one was issued on the 2nd of April 2008. It was due to lapse on the 30th of June 2008, but was not released or did not go out of circulation until December the 31st 2008. On the back again you have a herd of elephants. Watermark is the same as before, the Zimbabwe bird. There is one last note that I've got here, and it is a huge one, as they say. It is for $100 billion. This one was issued on the 1st of July 2008, and it was due to go into circulation on the 31st of the 12th 2008. It is part of the 2008 bearer check series. The difference between this is what's written on the top of the note. Special agro check. These were issued to farmers and people who grew food and people who kept essential services running, to help pay them for the food so the countrymen didn't starve. This one, slightly different to the ones that were issued to the normal population. They have 2 giraffes in the bottom right hand corner, whereas the other ones do not have an animal of any sort there. As I say, these were issued only to people like farmers, to be able to pay them to produce the food that the country needed to feed itself. The watermark, as with the ones that were issued to the general population, is the Zimbabwe bird, and on the back we have the giraffes in the bottom left hand corner, and these, although they look like chimneys, are actually special elevator grain silos, which links in with the agro check. These are fairly rare, although you can get them out there and you can see them out there on quite a frequent basis. They are a lot rarer than the ones that are issued to the general public. Okay, that ends this little special about the Zimbabwe hyperinflation notes issued between 2006 and 2008. If you've got any questions for me, please put them into the comments for this video. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me the thumbs up. Please also subscribe to my channel. I'm trying very hard to get to 50 by Christmas this year, and your subscription will greatly help me achieve that. If you're having a hunt, I wish you every success, and I hope you find the coins or notes you are looking for. If you're purchasing notes or coins, I hope you can get them for the money you are happy to pay for them. In the meantime, until we meet on another video, ta-ra for now.